You are listening to Practical and Woo by Mindset and Manifest. My name is Eden, and I invite you to embark on a journey with me to explore the practical and spiritual edges of the unknown for the purpose of allowing you to embody and empower yourself uniquely as you are and to intentionally create and live a life of freedom and fulfillment. Each week, I am going to discuss topics such as energetics, reality creation, manifestation, astrology, tarot, and more to help empower you to live beyond perceived limitations and to practically design your life so it feels like absolute magic every step of the way. Let's dive in. Well, hello, brilliant soul. Today, I want to fill you in on a mindset concept that I've been playing with lately. And this was first inspired after I read Gladys McGeary's book, The Well-Lived Life. Gladys McGeary is a doctor who, at 102, decided to share her secrets to living a life of vitality. And while the book is worth reading for all of her wisdom, there was one particular tool that stood out to me. It was the importance of finding humor in all of life and infusing your day-to-day experience with levity. Inspired completely by this concept, I have decided to put the Stooge in my life and bring joy, humor, and levity to as much as I possibly can. It's the kind of humor that can bring delight anywhere, from causing you to grip your stomach tightly, rolling on the floor, laughing, all the way to having a discreet, sly smile and a cosmic wink that you keep to yourself. So now why Stooge? Well, the Three Stooges are fantastically ripened vaudeville-era characters that are known for their slapstick comedy. And isn't it better to approach life by poking fun at yourself and reminding yourself not to take things too seriously? We've all had moments of slipping on a metaphorical banana peel and landing in a pile of our own good intentions. And shouldn't we turn these moments into comedy gold instead of misery? Life is full of banana peels. We slip, we slide, we think we're being profound, and then knock over a glass of water mid-sentence. We deliver a passionate monologue only to realize halfway through that we misused a word so badly that we would make our grade 4 teacher roll their eyes at us. We try to be composed adults, and the universe says, cute attempt, and then flicks us right back into our own humanity. Putting the Stooge in it means embracing the whole of ourselves with levity intentionally. It's the art of recognizing that the dramatic seriousness we place around our personal growth is sometimes the funniest part of the whole experience. And it's the spiritual version of realizing that you've been angrily searching for your phone for 10 minutes, only to discover that you're talking on it. What I've found is that the more seriously I take myself, the more I suffer. And when I put the Stooge in it, my experience makes a miraculous 180-degree turn, and I find myself feeling light-hearted and playful. Don't you wonder why you always trip when walking by someone you're trying to impress, or spill food on yourself when you're acting your most graceful? It's almost as if the universe has a sensor for when our own energy tightens. The more we clamp down in our seriousness is the exact moment something absurd pops up. And yet, somehow, the comedic timing is actually always impeccable. For instance, and trust me, this is not the only example, there have been moments where I was preparing myself for a deeply important conversation, the kind where I mentally rehearsed every possible scenario like I was auditioning for a role of emotionally mature person who has it all together. And then right as I'm about to hit my stride, I'll drop something, or I'll get tongue-tied, or I'll say something so weird that people look at me sideways. And there you have it. A moment when you are about to play your starring role and it feels like you have your pants around your ankles. And if you think about it, it's the kind of moment that's actually really funny. So why not laugh? That's putting the Stooge in it. and Stooges have impeccable comedic timing. So many of us have been taught that the path to growth should be solemn and serious, and while growing, evolving, and developing is a beautiful and meaningful part of life, why can't you enjoy yourself along the way? You can, and you should. The more joy you infuse into your life, into these moments, these precious individual moments of your life, the more joyous you will feel, the more joyous your life will feel. Putting the Stooge in it gives your soul permission to be seen in the parts of yourself that do not have it all figured out. And when you lean into levity, you stop treating your missteps as a catastrophe and you start treating them as delightful plot twists. There is this power in humor because it interrupts your ego and dissolves this false hierarchy of importance that we place on moments that are in truth simply part of being human. Putting the Stooge in it helps you step off the stage of needing everything to be perfect and back into your life so that you can joyously and intentionally create it. One of the reasons levity is so important and potent, I should say, is because heaviness makes us interpret every single situation through the lens of danger. When things feel serious, we forget that much of life is actually quite neutral. The Stooge reminds us that not everything is a bad omen or a harsh verdict. Sometimes things go sideways because we are being playfully nudged out of our own intensity. Think of the moments where you've been running late and every possible thing goes wrong. You spill matcha powder. You drop your keys, your sweater catches on a doorknob, you fumble with your bag like you've never even ever picked up an object before. It's annoying, yes, but at some point you reach a threshold where it becomes funny. Not because you don't care, but because the absurdity is undeniable. Your mind gives up its seriousness and laughter slips through the cracks, causing your whole room and experience to feel brighter if you let it. The Stooge isn't here to humiliate you. It's here to liberate you. There's a spiritual principle embedded in this as well, because where rigidity collapses timelines, levity makes them accessible and available to you. When you take things too seriously, you constrict your energy. You tighten your field. You trip over the same issue because you're too contracted to see the alternatives. Levity expands you and loosens your grip on your outcomes, allows for space to open, for solutions to come through that you weren't able to perceive when you were hyper-fixated on the problem. This is why some of your biggest breakthroughs happen right after a good laugh. It's not accidental. Humor has this power to rearrange your energetics. So, when I say put the Stooge in it, I don't mean to be careless. I mean, remember that you're human. Remember, you're not required to deliver perfection. You can be wise and still be silly. You can be powerful and still sometimes trip over your own enthusiasm. You can be spiritually intentional and still mispronounce ephemeral like you're discovering vowels for the first time. You can grow and you can also laugh at yourself. In fact, you'll grow faster if you do. Let's be honest. Some of the things that we take seriously don't deserve the weight that we place on them. Like the days where you're trying to be put together and then your shirt decides to crease in a way that defies physics. Or when you're trying to be the picture of calm maturity and your phone blasts an alarm that you didn't realize you set. Or when you host a gathering and your body decides it's the perfect time for your stomach to have a full, complete conversation with itself. The gift of these moments is that they invite you to see that you can hold your dignity without needing to be polished. And you can hold your authority and authenticity without needing to be flawless. Putting the Stooge in it doesn't diminish your depth, it amplifies it. Because depth without levity becomes heaviness, whereas depth with levity becomes wisdom. We forget that being human is inherently comedic. And when you allow humor into your growth, you stop trying to get your life right. and you start joyously participating in it instead. Because nothing is more dramatic than the stories we tell ourselves when we're stressed. Putting the Stooge in it breaks the storyline and interrupts your spiral. When you can laugh gently, warmly, lovingly at your own quirks, your fear can loosen. Your shame will release. Your perfectionism will drop to its knees, and your heart becomes reachable even to you. So yes, put the Stooge in it, in your healing, in your relationships, in your manifestations and your conversations, in all of your attempts to be an adult, in the experiments you choose to make in the kitchen, in your spiritual practice, and in your desire to get things right. Let yourself be the one who learns with curiosity instead of pressure. Let yourself be the one who meets life with both reverence and humor. Let yourself be the one who sees the comedic timing in little mishaps. Let yourself be the one who can say, yes, this is important, and it's also kind of hilarious. So next time things feel heavy and you find yourself dipping into seriousness, remind yourself to put the Stooge in it. Because the truth is, your most magnificent growth doesn't come from perfect moments. It comes from the ones where your soul and your heart, your humanity, and yes, your inner Stooge all sit at the same table, raising glasses and yelling cheers to life. Until next time.